important thing is just the heat that you're gonna get. You want the face to be really hot, so you can stand out just like in front of the reheating station. Notice I'm not inside, I'm literally just on the outside and allowing the face to heat up. And that way you will maintain more control because the back where the oil's at won't move as much, but the face is gonna get extremely hot. You can see that heat, it's a lot cooler back here and a lot hotter up there. So even just doing that for a little bit longer, it's gonna extend the working time that you have to create the pinches. Now that that face is a lot more hotter, now I can go ahead and get it a lot hotter and go inside. When you're cutting it, just don't count, don't think about it. Just try to mimic nature, and sometimes it's not perfect. The petals aren't gonna be perfect every time. So you can use the back of the jacks, just make it flat, and then I'm looking down this way, I'm letting it fall, flip, cut, turn, cut, turn, cut, turn, cut. Just like that. Now, we're gonna heat it up, and I'm gonna do that same face heat. If the petals touch one another, you can always go back and just do a little bit more snipping between them. Notice that the sizes are off. I'm thinking about that right now. When I begin to pinch, mass holds heat, so I'm looking at the smallest petals. Notice this petal is the smallest one, which means this petal is the first petal I'm gonna pinch, and the last petal I'm gonna pinch is this big one. Knowing that when it gets hot, it's still gonna be hot, and that's how I can adjust the sizes of them and make sure that they're gonna look somewhat even. So again, I'm thinking about, all right, where is my smallest petal, and where is my largest petal? As we're heating it up too, if you want them to be more separated, you can begin to turn more faster, and that way the flowers are beginning to be pulled out. As I'm heating it, I'm still thinking about that small petal, and I'm keeping my eyes on it. At the same time, I'm looking at the tools, and I'm thinking about how I'm gonna get there. What motion I need to do so I can immediately grab the tool and begin that pinch. Again, I can go back to the front, heating up just the face of it to introduce more heat so the face of that petal will have more heat. When you're heating them up, you'll also notice that the petals begin to round out instead of being so stiff, I guess, and that's a good indicator of the heat. Again, I'm thinking about, okay, where's that small petal at? It's facing down right now. It's facing down. It's facing down. I'm gonna flip. That's the first petal I pinch, 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 pinch. The last one is the biggest one. You could leave it like that, or you could go back and introduce another pinch on the edge. Does that make sense what I just said? I first began with the center pinch and then went on the outside. And so you begin center, center, center. When we went all the way around, then we go back on the edges ones. If you want your petals to be rounded like this, then leave it like that. But if you want your petals to begin to point, we can take another heat. This time I'm just gonna pinch the tip to produce a small point. So this is when you begin to think, what flower are you making? It's always good to have a reference in front of you so you're not making a flower up, rather it's gonna be mimicking more of a specific one. When I'm pulling on them, I'm not yanking on them. I'm just introducing a small point. And this time I'm just gonna use regular tweezers. Just a light pinch. I'm not dragging them, I'm just coercing them. Another thing right now is good is as we pinch, pull down a little bit. The reason we're gonna pull down is because when we create this jack line back here, the flower's gonna begin to open up. So if you push them down right now a little bit, it'll look more natural. What? Does the order matter after you introduce them? No. This time, as I walk back, I'm going to hold it down a little bit just so the flower can come together at a closer point, use my diamonds, and introduce a little jackline area. And that's it. We're not gonna water this off. I'm just gonna use my straight shears and introduce a little few cuts into it. And now I would take this to the annealer and tap it off at the annealer, but I'm gonna show you what that looks like. Again, I walk over, just introducing these little pinches. I would place it inside the annealer just a little bit above, and just tap it a few times.
You want this in the oven?
Let's repeat that again. And this time I'm gonna put the statements in the center.
Make the same flour.
The same thing right now. Yes, sir. If you want a bigger flour, just take another gather.
Hold them up one at a time. Show them what it's like.
How many coats of color do I do? I like 2. 1 is too light, 3 is doing too much. If you want to mimic also nature, layer colors. Layer colors. Do a base color. Put another color on top. You can even do a little bit of a sprinkles on top of it.
All right, cool. Thank you. Okay, I'll put it back.
Tap, 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 tap. I'm looking down.
How far down do you tap? Not all the way to the wood?
Nope, just a little bit. I look down here so it's easier for me to see what I'm cutting into. It's always a good idea not to think about the process. Again, I have to push that a lot, is don't think about, oh, I need to have exactly 5 cuts. My petals, or you need to do so many cuts into the flower. This one you can already tell it's a little bit off, but we're gonna fix it by the way that we pinch it. This time I use different tweezers. And if you have the heat after,
How do you put the little white center in?
that's next.
That's what he's going to show us, yeah.
I want this to be more pointed. I'm gonna go back and pull the center a little bit. I'll teach you the technique and you can make it into succulents. Again, I'm pinching, pulling down. Pinching, pulling down. Pinching, pulling down. Have just a little piece of cane. You can use clear or white, whatever color you want.
Good idea. Carol, you're going to share that with the whole class, right?
Yes. And don't make them big, make them small. It's easier to make them small. You can build up, making them larger as you progress. All right, I'm ready, Attila. I'm just heating it, heating it. Can you go under the rail? Yeah, thank you. And these break a lot. When you put this in the center, you're gonna get your success rate is gonna go down. I'm placing Jimmy. If I want it longer, I would start making a flat spot and then heating higher up. So you see how it's beginning to fall. I'm gonna make them at different sizes so we can see how we can grow sizes. Now, do you see how where it's moving? That's where my length is gonna be at. Yes, please. Oh, that wasn't my best. Yeah, this is not the best one. Not my best work, team. Try that again. I break a lot of these. If you just want to do one's great. I'm going to do one more on there. Yes, please. Oh, what a miss. You guys notice when I'm placing it, I place and then I'm like doing this weird jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. I'm not immediately pulling it out, because if you pull it, you're just gonna get a long stringer. So you have to like jimmy it, jimmy it, jimmy it, jimmy it. Pull a little bit, let it cool down, then hit it with the torch where you want the termination point to be at.
So now, why would you not just use your shear and cut it? And then hit it later on?
The heat cut will look nicer.
Okay.
So that's two, you can do add more if you want of it. And this way we're not using a hot torch, we're just using the tools that are available here. Last piece.
David, how do you prepare this?
That would just roll it powder. If I'm using it for the center, I would roll like 3 times in the powder.
And then you pull the pan?
Yep, and just pull cane. I like walking with my shears a little bit to introduce more heat into it.
You can bring it to
What's the difference between these two?
Okay, so there is these are the same. The ones right there.
Those are different. Yeah.
So the tool is going to give you a different pattern. This is going to give you more texture. This is going to give you more rows. These are called rose crimps for that reason. So think about that profile. The studio has a pair. They're in DMAX locker, which is this pair. So just notice that profile. The first flower we made was this flower, and it looked more flat. This one, it gave it just a little bit more texture. You can use whichever ones you like. If you want to make smaller flowers, use smaller tools.
Are those our typical tweezers there that you have?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, now we're gonna make the little bit more complicated one. This flower, it's gonna be the basics of all succulents and other flowers. We're gonna start off with the stem. So we're gonna make this, we're gonna take a gather, we'll put a jack line in it, and we'll stretch it, and we're gonna create this weird looking thing like this. And this is where the flower petals go. Do we kind of see that? And that's our start of our daisy. And the reason that we're creating this weird space here is that that's where we're gonna place the bit, and then we're gonna drag that bit forward. The more petals you want, the bigger this stem should be. If you want it to be very little petals, then you don't need to add that. You can just gather it, gather the glass, make a little ball, and then put your petals around that. So think about how many petals, how many layers you're gonna add. For this one, you do need a teammate, but this is how you get the best looking flowers. If you're looking for realism, you need to work with a teammate so they can bring you these bits. I'm gonna show you how you start off a feeder bit, is what we call a feeder bit. Think about how many petals you want. If you want a lot of petals and you want them to look consistent, then make sure your feeder bit is pretty large. And the feeder bit, the overall shape of it is just like a wrap. So earlier we were learning how to do like bit work. This is what we're looking for. The thickest or the widest part is closest to the moil. And then when we're heating this up or bringing it, we're just introducing heat to the tip of the glass. We're not heating up the whole thing, just the very tip of that. Does that make sense? Yeah. What we're gonna do right now? One gather will probably get you like 3 petals, give or take, depending on the size of them. So I'm just gonna take one more gather on top of this. This is a good time where you want to start layering colors. Even if you're making a daisy, start off with yellow, throw a little bit of green, throw a little bit of white in there. Let those colors interact with one another, because they're gonna react and mimic nature more. This is gonna be a feeder bit, you need a lot more color. And you can use frit. This is a good time where you wanna maybe use powder, put a little bit of frit in there. You still have that yellow frit on the other side?
Oh, like at the other marker?
Usually the feeder bit is always made first. Barbering at a high angle. Again, my widest spot should be closest to the moil. If I want to make it longer, I'm starting from the top and dragging it out, creating that nice shape. Don't rush on this bit. It's going to be the basis of your flower. When you're bringing over a bit, it's all about heat. The person bringing the wrap sets the tempo that we work at. I would rather wait, take another flash, than be brought over a cold bit. And this type of flower is really good for communicating, creating teamwork, because you have to be stern about it. You have to also be willing to wait. This is the marker. This is just about done. If I want to have smaller petals, you can cut the point. And I'll show you how to cut the point. I typically don't do it, but if we want smaller petals, you have to do it. Let it drag down, flip. just about ready. When we're heating it up, don't heat up the whole thing. Just heat up the very tip of it. Does anybody want to take this? Just heat up the very tip. Just hang up. You can just hang out with it. Do what you need to do. To make the center stem, start off with a cylinder. Marble a cylinder. How many petals, how many layers are we going to add? This is the stuff that you need to start asking yourself. Examining a flower, sometimes it feels bad when you take it apart, but it's part of the process. I'm thinking about how many layers I'm going to do, and I'm creating a little jack line, and then I'm dragging out. I'm not yanking on it. I'm just slowly coercing it. And then to cool it down, I can just use the back of the jacks. This is a really important step now. I'm gonna let this cool down, and think about your petals. Are your petals rounded or are they flat? If they're rounded petals, you use diamond shears. If they're flat like a rose, you use straight shears. That dictates which ones you're using. For rose, straight shears, typically. Other flowers, diamonds. I'm ready whenever you are. Just get it hot, and you're gonna go. I want you to hold it up as you walk to me, and then go straight down. I grab it. I have control of it. Hold. Heat it up again, please. Just wait at the speed of the bit. When you're with the bit, just do one marker. I'd rather take heat over shape any day. Tell me if you're not ready. Then that's fine. Just communicate with me. I'd rather just take that extra flash. I'm not gonna go. Just bring it right over. No problem. I'm just gonna go alongside of it. Starting from the center, pinch, pinch, pinch. Go right. Just make sure that we're at that same shape. I don't care less about shape. versus fold. Sometimes it sucks to say no to somebody because you appreciate their help, but you have to say it because you're just gonna waste your time. Same thing with goblins. Sometimes you just need to reject things. Yep. A little bit on the polar side. Any questions?
Now you said you put that third one with the straight shear?
I'll do it on the next row.
Okay.
It's gonna look funky if I do.
Okay.
Try not to do even numbers. Yes.
Try not to.
Try not to do even numbers. This one's gonna look a little bit off because it's even. Hold.
And then you're literally going to try and squeeze this one in.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to. It's okay. We'll just fix it on the next row. Notice that that one was a little bit smaller. I took less glass. The next row we'll do a straight. And we'll see how the pedal difference changes. For this one, you do want to use these tweezers. The next bit, think about where you're adding it. I'm going to add it between these two. This one, I don't want to create a bunch of material here because it's just going to get thicker and thicker. So I'm going to place it back here, and then I'm going to pinch it, flip it, grab it, push it into position.
Ready?
For the first row, it's okay to put it right next to it, but the following rows, you need to place it in the back. Yeah, ready? Nice, nice. The reason we're holding it up is because we need to counteract. Hold, please. I flip down. I pitch. Do we see how that pedal difference is different? I start pulling up. See that motion that we did? We pinched, flipped it, and dragged it into position.
Exactly how thin they did fly. So Dave, you don't have
You can give it a quick mark, please.
right? It ain't gonna work with that. Let the shot go, right?
placed it. We cut the material we wanted. We pinch, pinch, pinch. Flip it over, and then it's easier if you lean out and you drag it into position. Not to go across from one another. If you go across, they don't look organic at all.
Bring it in.
Yep. Flip it. I grab it. I look forward. Take heat. I will take heat over anything.
Okay.
Same thing with the color drop. Yes, shape is great, but heat will triumph the shape. Come again?
Do you make them by yourself?
This type, no. The other ones I do make by myself. I think this is a really good practice working as a unit, working together, having your assistant communicating, because you're going to learn better working together. You can roll that in the orange one more time, please. Towards the end of it, the heat or the color begins to get thinner. It's closest to the moil. So towards the end, you want your assistant to just roll in the color one more time.
You said roll it in color?
Yeah, just one more time.
Okay.
I encourage these flowers over the solo flowers. They're way nicer. You can ask for way more money. Sure, you produce them at a slower rate, but they're overall nicer. Yes.
Now, would you at the end heat that up and pull a stem, or do you attach it to a stem?
Is that it? I can show you what you can do.
Okay.
Yeah, you can toss that. You can throw it away. Lisa had a great question. How do you attach this to a stem? Let me show you. Can go however many rows you want. You can do different colors. You can do a whole white. get variations. You can do less rose in color as you progress, so that way it's dense and less dense as you come out. This technique will get you further. Can you gather actually once and bring it over? Just take a, yeah, just clear, it's fine. No, let's make a leaf. Make a leaf, just make it clear. Just gather once and then bring it over. Let's add a leaf to this. A leaf is a straight point, which means I'm gonna use straight shears to create it. It's gonna be the exact same technique. I'm gonna attach it, cut it, drag it forward. We're just gonna do clear in this case, but you can do whatever green color you want. Yeah, just take out. I'm not taking it right away. Listen up, listen up, listen up. All right, so I'm pulling up forward. Hold, please. Hold. And look, I'm cutting forward, straight, straight, straight. I just created that leaf shape. Pinch. Going over.
That's nice.
Ah, cool. Okay.
Let's do one more. One more, please, Matt. Yanking forward, I'm waiting for a good moment, waiting for it to stabilize. Hold, please. And again, I'm going from down and I'm cutting up, creating that point. I use like tweezers, pinch the center, outwards, outwards, outwards again. You can create it however wide you want. I'm yanking. See that again, or should we move on?
Move on.
Move on. All right. Stay here. You're in classes. Now I'm just heating up where I want the jack line to be. I'm just gonna squeeze it down.
You're gonna add a stem.
Naomi, could you please grab an optic mold? An optic mold, please. Dealer's choice. The stem.
Yeah.
I like the bronze one. I like that one. That was great.
Where do you want it?
So what are you making? A tree trunk?
It's gonna be a flower on a cactus.
Is that brass or bronze? It's brass, right? So I'm going to use that for the stem. Typically especially when you have green and you put it, it creates those line striations in green. Oh, stop checking out my phone. We have clear leaves as it is. I feel like we should just carry the green. Nice good heat. Nice good heat. Lock it. First, before you cut the jack line in, just compress. Do we see how we just compressed the back of it? Yeah. You need to do that so the leaves are stronger. I'm gonna have you take this. You can cut it down when it comes time, okay? With the straight shears, just cut it down. When it comes time, I'm gonna ask him to tap it down on this paddle, and then I can come over and pick it up. And then I can grab it, stretch it, do what you need to do. Sure that I just heat up the connection point.
Okay.
Such a bad. Don't post this, please. Don't post this, please. My connection point could have been a little bit smaller. Yeah, that was my bad, team. I could have done a little bit better.
I was gonna send it to you to post, but we'll just try that again later.
What a chutter! Yeah, you see, he has a connection point back there. Could have been a little bit nicer.